Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing some baking. We are making the favours for our wedding. So what we're going to do today is make heart-shaped shortbread biscuits that we are going to ice with the royal icing and decorate. Obviously we're doing it all ourselves, so it's going to take us some time. We've got, I think, about 70 biscuits to make, and then maybe a batch of 10 or so gluten-free biscuits, so it's going to be quite the day of baking.
Okay, voiceover time. So we are starting with the gluten-free biscuits. We are starting with 125 grams of flora plant butter. This is vegan and coconut free. We've got 65 grams of caster sugar. We've got a teaspoon of vanilla. We've got 200 grams of Dove's Farm gluten-free flour. We've also got 50 grams of corn flour, and we're going to have a quarter of a teaspoon of xanthan gum. We're using a Becky XL recipe. She suggests adding in chocolate chips, but you can add in what you like. We're leaving ours plain. We've also heated our oven to 150 degrees Celsius, and we've got 2 brand new baking pans. How exciting! So I'm starting off by creaming everything together apart from the cornstarch and the xanthan gum. We're just adding that now, quarter of a teaspoon, and then we are stirring it all together. Once it's nice and smooth, we can then add in that corn flour. Whilst I'm bringing it all together, enjoy this ditty by Chris.
Only the crumbliest biscuits taste like biscuits never tasted before.
Wasn't that lovely? So I'm pouring this out, and then I'm going to use the parchment paper to start bringing it together before I use my hands. This is just because it's so crumbly. I don't want to get it everywhere. Oh, put my glasses on. Obviously it's very shortbread, being a gluten-free mix. Here's a little shot of muesli. She was feeling a bit hot, so we did something about that. Look at her little ears, bless her. So we are rolling this between 2 bits of parchment paper, again, so it doesn't get everywhere, and it's going to be easier to unpeel the biscuits off afterwards rather than trying to get them off the work surface. I'm probably going to do this to a couple of millimeters thick, maybe like a pound coin. Because these are wedding biscuits, we have this lovely cookie cutter from John Lewis. We measured it to fit our bags, and yeah, we're just going to get stamping really. So I've managed to get 5 out of this one, and then we're very carefully going to transfer them to our trays. Once we had them all cut up, we put them in the freezer for 10 minutes because we wanted them to be really firm so they would bake properly. So in they go. I think these ones only took about 8 to 10 minutes to cook. When they come out, they will feel soft, but honestly, trust the process. Give it 20 minutes, they will firm up really, really well. This is a great recipe for vegan, gluten-free shortbread. We are covering them so they can stay nice and cool, and so nothing can get on them. You know, we have cats, what can I say? Whilst those are cooling, we're going to get on with the regular biscuits. These are going to be vegan as well. So we have a recipe that was my grandpa's recipe. We're going to use it to honour him for this wedding. It's basically a 3-to-1 ratio. We started off with the ounces, and then we converted them to metric and doubled them for this recipe. So that's why we have so much on the table. So the original recipe called for 6 ounces of margarine. We've got 510 grams. Then it called for 9 ounces of flour, so we have 510 grams. And it called for 3 ounces of sugar, which is 170 grams. Once you convert it to metrics, and a little bit of salt, and a little bit of vanilla. Actually, scratch the vanilla, we don't have enough to do that many cookies. We are starting off by creaming all of our butter and sugar together on a medium speed, and once that's all mixed in, we will start adding the other ingredients. Oh, here's another muesli shot. You can see she's feeling a lot better now. Okay, so we're gradually adding in the flour. This is just ordinary white flour because it is the gluten full version. and I'm just going to fold it in so it's a nice light mix. Once that's combined, we're just going to pat it into shape, and then we are going to cut it in half so we know we have 2 batches to play with. This one's going to go in the fridge. Then we're rolling it out just as we did before, and using our handy dandy heart cutter, we're going to cut those out. I actually popped these in the freezer because they were so soft, and you can see they're a lot easier to get out of the cut dough. Pop it in the oven. These ones took a little bit longer, I think. So here we have all of the biscuits hours later. These are all the gluten ones. I think we have about 70 of those ones, or maybe 80. And then we have the gluten-free batch there as well. We sort of have 10 or so of those to play with. So yeah, a lot of work, very pleased. We also got McDonald's, that's very important. Onto the vegan icing. We are making vegan royal icing. For this you will need 75 grams of aquafaba, I get mine from chickpeas, 450 grams of icing sugar, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. We're going to start by whipping up the aquafaba so it's nice and frothy. Only takes a couple of minutes on a high speed. Obviously we're using a KitchenAid here, but any handheld mixer I think will do the job really well. I wouldn't recommend doing it by hand. I feel like that would be real tough, long, arduous work. You can also add in the cream of tartar at this point, and then start adding in icing sugar. This we started off on a real slow whisk because we didn't want it to go everywhere. There we go, there is our royal icing. Like, insane, right? So I'm just going to pop it into a tub that has been lined with an icing bag. I'm using a silicone icing bag here, and we're just basically going to start piping our biscuits. So for this we did the outline first, which took a bit of practice. I'm not going to lie, I've never really iced and flooded biscuits before, so it was a little bit daunting, but this seemed to work really well, and it set so well. Just like regular royal icing, you would never know that it was a vegan version of this. Once it's done, I'm filling it in, and then with a knife I'm just going in and removing any air bubbles, giving them a shake, and here they are. So many hours later, here are all of the biscuits. Here are more biscuits, tons of biscuits. They are everywhere. They were dominating my kitchen. Honestly, so many. We then mixed a little bit of metallic powder with some vodka, and we started spraying on some gold splatter onto the biscuits. We'd seen it on a Pinterest board and thought it looked really nice, although it takes a little bit of time to work out how to do it. Then we're packing it up because that is all we're going to do just for today. We are making sure that they are all nice and safe in there overnight, and tomorrow I will come back for day 2. On day 2 I will be piping on more detail, like our initials and just a little bit more decoration, so I will see you then. Hi everyone, welcome back to day 2. Today we are icing the rest of the biscuits. We have got the gluten ones and we have got the gluten-free ones. Yes, they're in a Sheba box, don't come at me. Everything is packaged in a box when it comes to Sheba, so you know, it's fine. Okay, so we're back at it making royal icing, exactly the same as we did yesterday, adding in the icing sugar. So there we go, lovely runny sticky royal icing. We're going to be adding Royal Blue by Sugar Flare. I've used them before. I know they're vegan and gluten free and just give a great colour. So let's start adding this in. Set it on low, and then we can see what colour it comes out. So I added a bit more blue after that clip. It just was a little bit too light. And then I'm doing the old trick where I put the icing bag in the cup and then I can pipe with it. So here we go. So first one, I actually cut a really small hole and it just took forever, although I really liked how it looked. So I ended up snipping a much bigger hole and getting them all done nice and quickly. So here they are. This is what they look like. Okay, many hours later, here they all are. I have done so many cookies. Honest to God. It took me a long time to do. But I'm pleased I did it. It was fun. It was a good experience. We're nearly there. We just popped them in the little bags that we had. We got these off Etsy. They're just cute little bags that we can pop the cookies in. And they fit really well. That's why we chose the cutter size that we did. We also got these little stickers made that said L&C and our wedding date. And we stuck those on the back. Then we packaged them all up in a box to keep them safe. And we then froze them until we were ready to use them. So there you go, that's how we made our wedding favours. I hope you liked this. If you did, then please like and subscribe to this channel. Drop me a comment. What would you use as a wedding favour if you were getting married? I make videos every Friday and I hope to see you around. Bye!